Alright, let me see if I can get it to work this time. I do have my AC on in here, so sorry for that. Eventually, I will try to clean up the tracks a little better and stuff. This isn't going to be a tutorial. This is going to be more of just me playing around on Blender. If anybody has any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer them. I'm by no means an expert at Blender. I just figured I would pull up a scene that I'm working on and just kind of do a video while I'm working on Blender, just to kind of see if it's what people like. What I'm doing here is I did find out with some videos that with my characters, if I put them in different scenes from what my main scene is in, it does make it run a little bit faster. Not much, but a little bit. And then if I have any issues like with my characters or whatever, then instead of having to deal with losing my whole scene or whatever, I can just delete out what is messed up and then start over instead of having to lose my entire scene. I was trying to pull up to show the full scene earlier, but yeah, that didn't want to work. It kept freezing up on me, so I'm not going to try that again right now. I do have my model done for James as well. So I am going to get that appended in. And then I've got to bring his clothes in. There we go. As you can see, I have a lot of add-ons that I use. Most of them are free. Like this is Make Human, it's free. I use it on some things, but the downside to Make Human is that once I get the character designed the way that I want and set up, and once I export it out of Make Human, I can no longer go back into it for like editing and stuff. And for my main characters like James, Roxanne, you know, my main ones, I need them to be able to grow. And so that's the problem with Make Human, is I won't be able to go back into it and edit my characters. So I do have Make Human for like my side characters, ones that's not that big of a deal that I don't need to go back and edit anything on. All I'll need to do is like change clothes and stuff for them. I have the Blender kit. That's another add-on that I have. I only have the free version of it, but I do like it because it has a lot of different things that I can get. Like this is a free one that it has. I can actually go over here and just click to show free first, and it'll have like the free ones up here first. Depending on what I'm searching for, like I can put in, say, couch, and I have it checked for free first, so it'll bring up just what's free. And then I can look through here and see if I find something that I like, and it'll bring it into my scene. I don't want to do a couch right now because I'm not trying to do that right now. But I can do like models, materials, scenes, HDRIs. You know, I can do a bunch of different things through here, and I just have the free version, and it's worked perfectly fine for me. Eventually, I'm going to get the paid version so that I can have all the assets that the Blender kit has, but for right now, I just have the free version. I am not even sure what this one is for. It says MC, and I'm trying to think of what MC is for. I think it's a cloth one. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's a cloth one. Make cloth, I think is what it's called. Might want to look that up. MC. Yeah, it's not going to show it. modeling cloth. That's what it is. It's the modeling cloth add-on. I really like using this when I'm messing with clothes because I can turn it on, and instead of my timeline going down here and then once it hits the end of my timeline, you know, it starts over. Well, when I'm doing stuff like clothes or bed sheets or, you know, anything with cloth, I like to use this right here because I can turn it on, and then I don't want to do it right now because I don't want to mess with the clothes and stuff and mess it up, because like I said, this is a scene that I am actually working on for my animation. But you can turn it on, and then your cloth will move the same as if you have the cloth modifier on it. Except it's continuous instead of going by this down here. So you can move it as if your timeline was on, but you don't have like a certain time before it hits the end. So that's what I have this one for. This is MB Labs. That is, trying to think. I gotta look up some of these. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is my first, like, video that I've actually done with these. Some of them I'm trying to look them up because I didn't do this before. So I'm just going over here to where I can actually get it to pull up and figure out what it is. Oh, that's what it is. Manuel Bassioni. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I hope I said that right. Um, this is another one that I use. This is another human generator. This one has its advantages and disadvantages. I use it to an extent. It's another free add-on that I have for making human models. I actually have one that I started, and I managed to get like the whole head portion of the character done. I haven't done a whole lot with trying to do the body on it, but I have managed to get a head made from, you know, starting out with just the cube. I honestly have not been able to recreate it yet, though, so that's another challenge. But this is another add-on that I have. This is my main one that I use right here, which is what this model and my other one that I have over here, my Roxy model. They are both made with human generator, and I really like the human generator one because it allows me to go in and do things with my models. It's not letting me click on it to actually activate it while I'm doing my recording. Um, the recording I'm doing here is just a screen thing that's on my computer itself. So I'll have to look into like doing some different recordings. I may have to set up my camera or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's not really letting me click on my models to do anything with them while I'm recording over here. Haha, never mind. That has nothing to do with my recordings. I had my thing turned off up here. I forgot about that. Yeah, still learning how to do all this stuff. But anyways. But these models come from Make Human, and I really like it. Now, I do have, this is paid for. I did buy this add-on, so it's not free. But my opinion, it's definitely worth it. I really, really do like it. This is another add-on I have, Rococo. I want to say I'm pronouncing that right. I don't have the paid part of Rococo. Eventually I am going to get it so I can have the mocap suit and stuff. But for right now, the only thing I use on this is the retargeting. I use that a lot because I get my animations and stuff. I get them from Mixamo, which I have the Mixamo add-on down here as well. But I don't really use the add-on a whole lot for the Mixamo. For the most part, I'll import my Mixamo rigs, and then I retarget them right here to my character. This is the other one I have. This is another paid add-on that I have for the cloth library. And I use this for, you know, doing a lot of clothes. Now, I don't stay with this design on everything. Sometimes I'll find like parts of it just so it gives me a starting base, I guess you'd say. And then I customize it out the way I want it and stuff. It just happens that for this scene, you know, the clothes that it had in Human Generator, I like this outfit and it works just fine for James, so I wind up leaving it. Something else I do is, one problem that I've been having a lot of is getting the particles to animate. I don't have a bad system, but I also don't have a massively big system either. The last couple times that I tried to animate the particles, it went all out of whack and it looked really bad. Like it just looked really, really bad. And so I turn the rig off if I can figure out which one it is. Well, I don't need these for the clothes. I don't need that. I gotta get rid of all this extra stuff. That's my clothes there. This thing is in my way, but it won't let me move it. Turn that off. Okay, and that turns off the rig there. What I'm gonna do on this video is, aside from like going over the add-ons that I use, is I am going to turn the particles into hair cards. That's usually what I do, just for one, because it makes my system run faster, and also just because I don't like trying to animate the particles because I've yet to be able to get it to work right. What I usually do is I'll come over here and I turn them all, I'll turn them, flick them on and off so that I can see which is which, and then I will label them so that I know. That way I know what I'm trying to do here. Like these two, the eyelashes and the eyebrows, I do leave those as particles because they don't really matter a whole lot. The biggest thing is the hair on the top of the head. That is what I do change to hair cards, just so that it works better for my system. Like my eyelashes, I'm going to leave those alone because they are fine. My eyebrows, they're a little too thick, so they're too thin if I turn off the child particles, so let's turn it back on, but lower the children, because I don't want his eyebrows quite that bushy. We'll go with something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my render down to match my display, and I'll leave that alone. I like that better. If I'm not using it, I turn it off just so it makes my system go faster, really. And also just so I can keep up with where I'm at. Now, for the hair, I don't do all of them. Because I don't need to. Somehow I'm trying to figure out what is the hard part. It says that's the... Oh, okay, that's the part under his lip there. That's what that is. Not what I'm looking for. Alright, I don't even know what that's for. Alright, that is for there. Alright, that gives my sideburns there. See, some of these I'm not even sure completely what they are. But this is the one I'm looking for right here. So, I'm going to turn the rest of these off. Because this gives me my hair. On Roxy, her hair was done in multiple different layers. I guess the rest of these is like his face hair and stuff. Because like the sidelines, mustache. So I guess this is all like his face hair. And I'm just going to leave those particles. The only thing I like to turn into hair cards is like the hair itself. So I've got that part done. Another advantage of turning off all of them that I'm not using except for the one that I'm trying to work on is his hair is fine. Now sometimes I'll come down here and I'll turn it off. Now that looks really kind of thinned out a lot, but I'm turning it into hair cards so I don't need it completely thick either because I'm going to fill it in with the hair cards. So I'm going to turn the children off. Let's come back over here. And now you can see where they're all off except for this one. So this is the one that does the hair right here. So I'm going to convert that. Now I have this hair is a mesh. So what I like to do just to make sure I don't mix them up is come over here and go ahead and turn off my hair particles. Come back to my mesh here. Now I have it set up on a hotkey because I do it a lot. But to get the hotkey set up like that, you find where it's at, like for the converting it, you can go to objects right here, come down to convert, and then right click. And mine is on my favorites, so I'm not going to remove it because I want to keep it there. But that's how you do that. Find where it is that is at, that you use a whole lot of, and then just right click it and you can add it to your favorites. So all I have to do is hit Q, and I have it on a favorites thing. So now that is converted to a curve, so I'm going to come over here to my curve paths. Now this just speeds up my system a little more. So I turn the resolution down to 1, and then fill caps. One thing that I did learn is on doing the hair cards, if you'll click this over just once, watch, it's going to mess it up because I'm trying to do this. Let me see. Hang on, why is that messing up on me? Which one's on that? Some of these have way too many choices, that is for sure. Yeah, I usually do all my stuff under Eevee. I could probably get a better result if I did it under cycles, but Eevee runs faster. That's where it's messing up. I need this on feet because I am in America. Okay, now that that is changed, let me try this again. Thank you. That's what I was trying to do. I'll click the depth just once, and what I found out with doing that is if I do that, then it makes where my normal is facing both sides, so that when I do get my hair cards out here, let me see, where do I want to get it? Kind of got to judge it by eye, really, on how you want it, how thick you want it. But if I put a depth on it, just clicking it once, it puts it where you can see it from both sides of the hair. It has the normals facing out on both sides so that it's not like this is the front and then this is the back. It'll show it on both sides. And so that's the reason why I do the depth once. As far as doing the extrusion, let's do it a couple more. Alright. Now I'm going to come up here and turn that on. Let's go to tab so that I can go into particle view, or edit mode, I mean. Now this is the hard part right here, is trying to do this part. That's not how you do it. H. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Shift H. There we go. Shift H. Hide everything except for the selected. That's what I was trying to do. My recording thing up here won't let me turn it off from up there, so. Alright, tab back into edit. Now, I want to come in here and go into wireframe mode so I can select part of the head like this. Turn wireframe off. Let's turn this off so I don't have that in my way. Control T. Yeah, there it is. Control T lets me rotate the curve so it kind of lays it flat against the head like that. Okay, and then turn this back on. I don't remember how to do it. Control L, I think that's what that is. Or Control I, maybe. But select invert so I can select the other half. Come up here and turn this off just so I don't have that in my way. Control T, and I'm going to rotate this. Let me get a better angle here so I can kind of see what's going on. Sometimes you play a what's the best angle to get at. Alright, now Control T. No, I want to go this way. There we go. Alright. And now for the hard part. Not really the hard part, it's just kind of time consuming. It's coming through here, and like if you have any others, like right here, because of the way the hair is styled, these are kind of sticking up. I'm just clicking L, and that's selecting everything that's connected. And I'm trying to get like the hair up here on the top. Not what I wanted to do. I want this one. There we go. Alright, and turn this off so I can see. Control T. And I want to tilt them down some. Just so it's not really sticking up so much right through here. Alright. And then, let me see. Let me kind of click through here like that. Let's turn on proportional editing. Control T. Roll in my mouse wheel, just because I don't want to have that big of an area. Kind of lay that down some. Not completely, because I do kind of like the hairstyle, but I also don't want it sticking up that much either. Alright. Turn everything back on. Alright, that looks good. Now, Alt H to unhide everything. And there you go. I got some hair cards. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my quick favorites. I'm going to convert it back to a mesh and label it hair. Hopefully I can do this right and not mess up. I'm wondering, haha, I do. This is my setup from when I did Rachel's. I have a wave texture on it just so that it's not so flat. Noise texture. I have a hair texture that I got off of Google, and then a color ramp. Now I am going to change this a little bit because I want it to be a little darker than what I have Roxy's at. Make sure that I turn that off first, because this needs to be head hair James, and I'll bring this down a little, and then for this one we're actually going to bring it up some, kind of like that. That gives me hair. And I already have all of this set over here. Now I'm going to jump over here, go up to my hair particles, A, which gives me this. Now A to select everything over here and rotate 180. No. Turn off proportional editing to start with. Rotate 90 is what I was looking for. Wrong way. Rotate 180. That looks a little better. That puts my tips where they need to be. Now, scale Y. Yeah, scale Y. Okay, G to grab it and bring it up. Scale Y, bring it back out. G to bring it down. Now I want to look at it. Let's see. That looks okay. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it'll work. Just to make sure, yeah, alpha hash is on so that you can kind of see through the hair. It's not perfect, but it works.